everyone to a brand new box office breakdown show here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max, and this is my first official box office breakdown show of 2025. So welcome back into a new year here on our box office breakdown. I'll be here every single Monday for the foreseeable future, no doubt, bringing you these videos. So if you're new to the show, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notification. I do all things movie, TV show reviews, this show every single Monday, movie franchise rankings, monthly movie rankings, as well as out of theater reactions. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel, comment down below. What are your thoughts on this past weekend's box office? Who will take the crown this upcoming weekend? What are you going to see? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also please hit that thumbs up button. So a bit of a talk about my schedule for the week at the end of this video. I'll start with a little intro here and talk about a little stuff beforehand. So I've been waiting to this box office breakdown show for the whole month of January. I've had a lot of personal things come up in my life. I didn't know how much officially like a week ago. Like I really did want to commit to this channel. It's my goal to commit to this channel fully. I had to kind of take a little bit of a step back for the last 2 weeks. Based on something personal in my life, but it ended really poorly. So now I am fully back here with the YouTube channel. So don't worry, for the next probably every day or close to it for the next week or two, you're going to see some videos here dropping on the channel. Now, because this is my box office breakdown show in January, I only break down the 2025 numbers now heading into this year. So because we're only a couple months into the year, we're not going to break down the worldwide or domestic numbers today. We'll usually wait to mid to late February, early March to break down the whole year so far in 2025. So today we'll just break down the domestic numbers for this past weekend, and then I'll preview the movies coming out this weekend. So this past weekend, this is the weekend of January the 25th the January 24th to the 26th. Again, domestic is US and Canada. And Lionsgate's Flight Risk shockingly did get to the #1 spot this past weekend, making $11.5 million, a really solid opening for a very low budgeted movie. This is the film that stars Mark Wahlberg and was directed by Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson has continued for some good reasons, but a lot of bad reasons. Has been and really in the headlines for the last 2 decades. And he's been trying to make his comeback in a major way in Hollywood. He did in that 2017 year, 2018 Oscars, when Hacksaw Ridge was a really well received. I love Hacksaw Ridge, one of the best movies of that year. If I'm not mistaken, he was nominated. Andrew Garfield was nominated. The movie was nominated for Best Picture. That felt like a real stamp that Mel Gibson was back in a major way in Hollywood. And he got a couple opportunities later, both acting and behind the scenes. But things have just really halted for him, other than just feel really like just a direct-to-digital director and star. But obviously, there's been a lot of talk about his upcoming Passion of the Christ 2 with the Resurrection of Christ coming out supposedly next year. But he's an actor who, for right reasons, is very divisive. Some people can separate art from beliefs or actions of a particular person, and some cannot. Again, I have been very honest about it, that I'm, Jewish. So I obviously don't really love all the stuff, obviously, that Mel Gibson has said. I think it's really hurtful and disrespectful, and I don't think he should be getting a total pass at all. But at the same time, clearly there's still an audience for both Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg. It's not just as Mel Gibson gone basically direct to streaming. Mark Wahlberg feels like all of his movies have been directed streaming over the last 5 to 10 years. But he is back with this movie. This is a good, solid hit. For Mark Wahlberg, he moved to Nevada, so all of his movies now are shot in Nevada to avoid taxes. So Mark Wahlberg will keep doing Mark Wahlberg. He's not looking trying to get the big franchise hit. He's done what he's done. Now he's just trying to make that money and be with his family, while Mel Gibson is trying to make his triumphant return back to Hollywood. So again, this is a solid opening, not a great big opening, but again, all of his chips are in the Resurrection of Christ coming out next year, as the first film made nearly $600 million worldwide. So if Mel Gibson can get a major hit like that again, he will be back in Hollywood in a big way. In second place this past weekend was Mufasa: The Lion King prequel in its 6th weekend at #2 at making $8.7 million, dropping 28%. Mufasa getting to 221 domestic, but nearly $600 million worldwide. This movie will not be a big hit like obviously the 2019 Lion King, which got to well over $1 billion. But this film will not be an embarrassment for Disney. The question is, what will they do next with this IP? Barry Jenkins described not having a great experience making it. We'll see if the Lion King franchise stays in this quasi live action phase or we'll go back to animation. But this is clearly a brand that Disney could do a lot more with if it's on the small or the big screen. But again, the movie wasn't as well received. So again, it not getting to $1 billion is not very shocking. In third place this past weekend from Sony is One of Them Days in its second weekend, only dropping 32%, another 8 million for One of Them Days, up to 28 million domestic. Really, again, solid numbers for a small budgeted comedy with SZA and Keke Palmer. I think this is, again, a really good sign. Keke Palmer had a big hit with Nope under the brand of being in a Jordan Peele film, but really had not capitalized in major ways since Nope came out in the summer of 2023. But these are the exact type of films you do to continue working to get that next big project. So the question is, what will that be? I'm very interested to see it. Keke Palmer is someone that clearly a lot of people, audiences and Hollywood like to watch in these type of films. As of now, she has 2 films lined up for this year still coming out. So we'll see. I think Keke Palmer is a person to watch if you're, like me, covering box office and covering the entertainment world, because I think she is on track to being a big project. I don't know if it's superhero, but something big that gets her seen by more people. In fourth place this past weekend was Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in its 6th weekend, dropping a 36%, another 5.5 million to 26th. Again, these movies make just enough money for them, for Paramount to be extremely happy with, as Sonic 4 was announced the day of Sonic 3's release date. So Paramount is extremely happy with this franchise. Yes, it got passed by Mufasa, but didn't make Sonic 3 not a big success for the studio. It was. And they're going to make more and more films, as these films are not just are doing well money-wise, but they're very widely accepted by both critics and audiences. So this is one of the more successful franchises that Paramount has. And in 5th place in its 9th weekend of release is Moana 2, making another $4.3 million. It is up to 450 domestic. If I'm not mistaken, it's already crossed the $1 billion club worldwide. So Moana 2, everyone was joking because obviously it was originally a TV show. It was like, wow, Bob Iger switching it to a movie. Maybe it didn't help the movie from a quality perspective, but it certainly helped the movie from a business perspective as the movie grossed $1 billion. Bob Iger has made a lot of decisions that some people, scratch their heads about. This one, from a business perspective, was a home run that they got this movie into exclusively theaters before it got to streaming. So big money for Disney. So coming out this weekend, guys, in theaters is the last box office weekend of the month of January, and it has probably its 2 biggest releases yet, with Companion getting some really strong reviews. That's the horror film starring Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher. That's in theaters. And then DreamWorks has their big new movie of the weekend, which is Dogman. This is a new film starring Pete Davidson and Lil Rel. Again, DreamWorks is one of the top animation studios, and animation has been doing very well at the multiplex over the last 6 months or so. So we'll see who will top this upcoming weekend. I will have reviews for both. For my schedule coming up this week, I will have reviews for both Dogman and Companion. I'm also planning on seeing the new Keke Palmer movie sometime this week as well. There's also a Reese Witherspoon, Will Ferrell Prime movie that I'll be checking out this week and giving you guys a review for. So tons of videos. Also, the new Spider-Man Disney Plus show comes out on Wednesday. I'll have a review for that. So tons of stuff here hitting the channel soon. So subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.